You're about to learn a powerful training technique used by world-class performers called deliberate practice. The steps of deliberate practice are practice, break the skill into small parts, get feedback from a coach, prepare for setbacks. Now, given the power of deliberate practice, we could show you Olympic athletes in their prime, masters of intellectual competition, even world-famous ball players. We could show you these people.
Let's do it.
But instead, let's apply deliberate practice to a, well, more extreme setting.
3, 2, 1.
Consider these trained athletes engaged in a heated competition. And while you may not find these competitors on any cereal boxes, their sport is sanctioned, and you can watch it on TV. Meet Don Lerman, a veteran of a sport that grew from the backfields of country fairs to today's big stage, competitive eating. And among Don's accomplishments, the highly coveted record for butter consumption.
This is for eating butter. This is the coveted butter trophy. This is for eating 7 sticks of butter in 5 minutes.
He also once ate 120 jalapeno peppers in 5 minutes.
All night I was in the fetal position, rolled up in pain.
And he was the first to cross-train from one food to another. You'll notice these gastric gladiators aren't necessarily huge folks with gigantic stomachs. In fact, the top competitors tend to be average size and weight. Some are even small in stature.
You don't have to be big and fat to win these contests. Internally, the stomach is the same size, whether you're 150 pounds or 500 pounds. The muscle is the size of, let's say, a bagpipe.
So when it comes to eating contests, having a bigger bagpipe isn't nearly as important as knowing how to play it.
Things you got to work on in competitive eating is 3 things: speed, capacity, and technique. You give somebody an hour to eat a holiday dinner or at a buffet, they'll eat a lot. But in the short time frame of these contests, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, the body can only process so much food so fast. And technique will win you a contest.
As is true with most skills, competitive eating is more about technique than genetics.
It's like 1 minute and 7 seconds.
And if you don't follow the right technique, not only might you lose the competition, but pay in other ways.
When you're eating hot dogs or any type of meat, you got to get used to the grease. There's something when the proteins mix with your sweat or something, it's called the meat sweats, and it'll get you nauseous. Your legs will turn to lactic acid, and you'll get dizzy, you'll get groggy up there, and you're going to lose the contest. You got to get used to that heavy grease. You don't want to get the meat sweats.
And we all hate the meat sweats. Practicing techniques are important, but practicing the right ones, the vital behaviors, are the key to real success. So how does one go about learning new vital behaviors? Would you follow the same strategies used by other competitors, such as world-class musicians, skaters, and chess players? According to Don, the answer is yes. In fact, he knows and applies each of the techniques of a new and growing field known as deliberate practice. Listen in as Don teaches us the methods of deliberate practice.
Well, when I train for an event, I start at least 2 months in advance. At least 2 months. I'll give you an example for the hot dogs. Every day I'll put down 5 hot dogs with my timer. And at the end of the week, I'll put down 20 and see what I can do. When I know I got 20, I know I'm going to be in the zone. Someone told me, going into the matzo ball, cut them up in quarters. Everybody's going to pick them up like an apple. Try cutting up in quarters. With hamburgers, you want to shred the hamburgers and eat the rolls separate. Well, the way I know I'm on track with my training, me and a couple more competitive eaters will get together at my house or their house, and we'll have a hot dog run together, and we'll see what we can do. I've coached friends that were in other contests that I weren't in. I gave them the pointers. I set the timer. I watched what they were doing wrong. In competitive eating, there's a term, you hit the wall. In other words, you just can't go on anymore. The nauseousness is getting to you, and you pray for them to end the contest. You got to just focus on the food in front of you and your timer, and that's it.
So Don teaches us what Dr. Anders Ericsson of Florida State University has been researching for years. If you want to learn a new vital behavior and maybe become an elite performer, don't worry about genetics. Focus on your training methods. Whether you're looking to become an expert in your sport or needing to master communication and confrontation skills, use the techniques of deliberate practice. Otherwise, you might end up pulling a ligament, ending up in a heated argument, or possibly worst of all,
you get the meat sweats.